1. This little girl is Tereska, and she suffered brain damage from a piece of shrapnel when her grandmother's home was flattened by a bomb. This is her drawing a picture of home when she was asked to. 2. A rare footage from the 2004 tsunami, which is incredibly eerie. People are just seeing as the tides come, and they have no idea what kind of disaster is going to hit them. This was one of the world's most devastating disasters. 3. The bustling city in one frame is the same city in the second, except it was scythed clean with nuclear fire. It's hard to imagine the level of devastation that has been caused by everything nuclear. 4. That toddler in the photo is James Bulger. This little innocent child is being led away from his mother by one of the two 10-year-olds who abducted and later murdered him. 5. This is a shadow of a permanent cast of someone caused by a nuclear blast at Hiroshima. 6. At first glance, this photo is normal from the forests of Washington state. The man sitting here would later be engulfed in an eruption that swept away everything there was in the frame. 7. The car in the picture contained a bomb that blew up just moments after this picture was taken. The people in the picture survived, but the guy who took the picture did not. 8. This girl is only 9 years old, and according to the records, she was a worker at a seafood canning company in Maine. 9. This is a young mother and her deceased infant. The image was taken in 1901, and you can see the pain, rather numbness, in the mother's eyes. 10. Egyptian mummies have always been popular, especially in the Middle Ages. There was actually a market for mummified bodies, and this is a sleeping mummy trader from 1875. 11. These two men are making a death mask, which is made to capture the likeness of a deceased individual. It was very popular that day. 12. These soldiers are receiving medical aid during World War I, and you can see the facial expressions of a soldier, which show us the 1,000-yard stare. 13. Pretty fascinating to see the criminal Alvin Capras's fingertips. The photo was taken in 1936. 14. This is the daily life of Inger Jacobson and her husband, Jackie Hine. Both of them were quite popular figures. Ventriloquism was common, and their lifestyle revolved around it. 15. This image was presented in Bayard's July 1839 exhibition of photos, and it was the first ever presented to the public. Eerie and disconcerting, a self-photo Frenchman, Hippolyte Bayard, took the following year was even more disturbing. 16. Look at a man and his doll laid to rest. The year this picture was taken is not known, but the picture itself is very creepy. 17. These are people with actual mummies of Venzone. It was filmed in the 1950s Italy. 18. A clown in his dressing room. Who thought it was a good idea to let this type of makeup entertain kids? 19. This is the Siberian bear hunting armor from the 1800s. Yes, bears are so strong that they need armor like this. 20. Just two children captured on film. It's just creepy the more you look at it. 21. This is the original Michelin Man. Quite far from what we're used to seeing, right? 22. This train was destroyed by a burst boiler. Just look at the sheer destruction that it went through. 23. Just your usual radiology nurse in protective gear. The image is from 1918. 24. Blanche Monnier, a beautiful girl who was locked in a small room for 25 years. This image was taken in 1901 because her family thought the world would take advantage of her. 25. Who would buy their daughter such a creepy doll like this? I personally wouldn't, because it's very creepy. 26. Picture of a German architect, Karl Weber, and his wife Emily Stratford, in 1850, just hours after she died. Yes, folks, she's dead. 27. This American Airlines Flight 191 fell off during takeoff in 1979. 28. The shrunken head of a missionary. The image was taken in 1935. 29. A girl on a horse beside Santa Claus. Santa looks really weird here. 30. These are twins in homemade 1930s costumes. 31. This is a creepy costume from an unknown year. I would run away even if this thing came to my door. 32. An innocent girl with a mask, with her doll. Everything about this doll is eerie. 33. This is a U.S. Navy L-8 blimp that continued to fly after its crew allegedly disappeared. This was back in 1942. 34. These are members of Shackleton's Antarctic expedition from 1916, stranded somewhere. 35. A clown is standing on stilts. The year is unknown, but it is very eerie. 36. In this picture, you can see the artist George Gross dressed as a reaper in 1919. 37. This is the autopsy of a mummy. The image and the autopsy were held in the 1900s. 38. Look at this unique photograph. Back in the Victorian era, they used to have some of the most amazing-looking photography, which is where this one comes in. 39. These are the remains of a whale in Alaska in 1910. It looks quite creepy, yet fascinating. 40. Just a girl brushing her hair in front of the mirror. The image was taken back in 1920, and something about it is quite eerie. 41. After the Chernobyl nuclear power plant incident in 1986, the surrounding environment and population were exposed to dangerous radiation levels. This preserved piglet in the photo was born near Chernobyl and suffered from depegus. 42. This man is saving the other one with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation while waiting for the ambulance to come. At last, the guy was safe, and the lineman became a total hero. 43. This is a 13-year-old Omaira Sanchez, who is stuck in volcanic rubble. You can see the pain in her eyes. 44. This is the horrific sight of a dust storm approaching Stratford, Texas. Overall, more than 100 million acres of land were affected and impacted roughly $460 million to Americans per day. 45. The nurse who previously treated Ebola is also succumbing to the disease. 46. Meet Lizanne Froon and Chris Creamers. They managed to document getting lost in the jungle in Panama and kept going deeper with no real hiking or camping supplies in dense wilderness. They both went missing. 47. In this photo, you can see another diver on the seafloor. She's Tina Watson. A few minutes before this photo, her husband turned off her air supply and held her underwater till she drowned. 48. Meet Joseph Fritzl, the man who had his daughters trapped in his cellar at home while he was out there on a holiday enjoying. 49. This is Tyler Hadley, who killed his own parents before throwing this party at his house. They were dead in their bedroom when this picture was taken. 50. The trophy heads of the Maori. This is Horatio Gordon Roblé, a British officer who was fascinated by tattooing and ended up collecting 35 to 40 heads during the New Zealand Wars of the 1860s. 51. Anatoly Moskvin was a former linguist, philologist, and historian who was arrested in 2011 after the mummified bodies of 26 girls and women were discovered in his apartment in Nizhny Novgorod. Just straight up brutal. 52. This is Annalisa Michel, who underwent 67 Catholic exorcism rites in the year before her tragic death on July 1, 1976, due to malnutrition and dehydration. In reality, she just had epileptic psychosis. 53. Michael Rockefeller was a prominent member of the Rockefeller family who mysteriously disappeared in November 1961 during an expedition in the Asmat region of the southwestern Netherlands, New Guinea. 54. The iconic image of Evelyn McHale, at just 23 years old, was immortalized by a photography student named Robert, who immortalized her death in a photo capturing her lying on top of a crushed car with a rather serene expression. 55. This is Joachim Kroll, aka Ruhr Cannibal, This image is of him reenacting one of his murders. 56. Look at the final act of Jack the Ripper. It is truly terrifying and cannot be put into words. 57. Look at these weirdly arranged skeletons of Rome's Capuchin crypt. The image was taken in the 1900s. 58. These are real people and shrunken heads shown by a 19th century anthropologist. The heads are from Ecuador. 59. A picture of a child getting cozy with Krampus. This image was captured in the 1900s. 60. What kind of camera illusions could occur in 1860? Well, you're looking at one, and it's one of the most eerie-looking pictures you'll ever see. 61. This image is of Lionel the lion-faced boy during the height of his fame in 1907. Look at all the hair. 62. This is Lon Chaney as a friendly neighborhood clown. I don't think clowns should look the way he does. 63. A weird photo of a headless woman performing in Coney Island's sideshow in 1945. 64. Look at a dinner table set up for 14 unsuspecting guests in 1946. Looks like a part of Satan himself. 65. This childlike scrawl is by the Lipstick Killer in 1946, where he wrote, "For heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself." 66. 4 unidentified flying objects were glowing in the sky at exactly 9:35 a.m. on July 15, 1952. This happened in Salem, Massachusetts. 67. A lone scientist is descending into the radioactive darkness of Chernobyl back in 1986. If you know the truth about Chernobyl, you will be shocked. 68. People say that there's a ghostly apparition caught on film during a wake. It was taken sometime in 1920. 69. A salesman's collection of glass eyes during the 1900s. Just looking at the board makes your bones chill. 70. This is the dripping doll heads of a toy factory during the 1900s. All the dolls look like they could haunt you at night. 71. This woman is one who decided she'd prefer to be a doll herself in 1865. Just watching her makes you uncomfortable. 72. A pair of entertainers unpacking their dummy friend in 1925. 73. This is a patient undergoing experimental electrical stimulation in 1856. You can see how much pain he's going through with the electrocution. 74. This macabre scene of a mortician haunted by his day job in 1910. This looks haunting and was taken in 1910. 75. This farmer had a brilliant idea of dressing his scarecrow as a skeleton in 1937. 76. This is a group of American soldiers along the Western Front, firing a 37mm gun at the German position in France on April 3, 1918. 77. The image of a soldier in an abandoned trench. This picture was taken in 1917. 78. A victim's dismembered hand was found on a battlefield in the north of France back in 1916. 79. This is a wounded soldier photographed after having a battle in 1914. He got a prosthesis later on. And that marks the end of the creepiest historical photos from the past. Which one did you find the most haunting? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, do subscribe to our channel if you are looking forward to the next part.